FSExpo back in 2018, and we're now welcoming him to the stage, so take it away.
Thank you. Hope you all can hear me okay. First of all, I want to say welcome to FSExpo 2024 in the town that I personally call home, fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you all this weekend out on the show floor. Before I continue, I want to point out that some of our teammates couldn't be here today. I want to say a very big thank you to Fritz and Fred and Tomas and John and Stefan and Uncle and Chris and Carl, Dakota and Chase. We would not be here today without your very hard work over the past year. So thank you very much, guys. Now on to the presentation. It's been a long time since there's been a new original hardcore World War II flight sim franchise. It's been over 20 years since that happened. And we're the first comprehensive Pacific Theater combat flight sim also in 20 plus years. We're not a variant of an existing product or engine, and we're not a rehash of an old established IP. We're going to be the first hardcore combat flight simulator utilizing the Unreal Engine 5+. In other words, our project has no baggage, there's no confusion on who we are, and there are no limits to what we want to do. Now, the origins of Combat Pilot began with a partnership that was formed between Carlos and Barbed Wire Studios and myself, Sky Street Productions. Barbed Wire Studios has formed a subsidiary called Entropy.aero that will be responsible for the development of Combat Pilot. In our first year, we secured funding for our first year of operation. We recruited a small but dedicated team to the cause, and we began work on our prototype, which is what you will see at our booth number 416 on the show floor. So we've spent about a little over 12 months actually working on the project full time, and you'll see the fruits of that labor at our booth. Now I'll turn it over to Carlos to give you a little more of a technical side of things.
All right, hello everybody. I'm Carlos Flors. I'm the CEO of Barbed Wire, and I currently oversee the technical aspect of Entropy.aero. And here's a brief history of time of 2023. We've worked on 4 main pillars, them being technology, how can we push our product, implementing everything together into a cohesive product, developing the content that builds our game, and doing the PR and marketing to make it aware to all of you here. In terms of technology, we're taking advantage of the full potential of Unreal Engine, from DirectX 12, ray tracing, PBR, multi-threading, physically based sound systems, and virtualized geometry. No more problems spotting aircraft in the sky as they switch LODs. From implementation, we're still working on the game mechanics, plotting the damage model, developing our geospatial solution, but we do have a tool set that we are using to derive the flight mechanics of those airplanes which are really hard to find information about, like the Japanese. This is a really powerful tool set that we are very proud to have. When it comes to content and peripheral support, we do have Tracker on our hubs, but we also have support for TrackIR, and we're working on VR and motion support and all the goodies. For content, we have high-definition models, state-of-the-art, and we're working on partnerships to be able to develop more content in the future. Research, translations, beta testing, the full Monty, so to speak. For PR and marketing, we do have a Discord server. We set up our website. We have newsletters and surveys that you can sign up to that help us a lot in focusing our development. We're here at the FSExpo, and we also plan to set up Patreon and other merchandise. Jason will give more details about that in the future. And now we're going to talk about our approach. We do have a very unique approach, and in order to make it a bit clear, we're going to identify 3 main challenges that we plan to surmount. The first one is having a huge amount of different aircraft in the sky to a high degree of fidelity. It's 2024, making detailed content takes a lot of time and money. The second challenge is keeping up with technology. This thing's going to have a shelf life of 20 plus years. How can it be relevant in 2040? And the third challenge is how to provide a simulation that is true to history and that people can rally behind and say, this is a realistic flight sim. In order to tackle these challenges, firstly, for the first challenge, we do have a modular development of theaters and cohesive aircraft to go with it that Jason will give a little bit of insight about later. We do plan to collaborate for content development with talented partners, and we do have a very long planning to be able to make into fruition all of our goals. For the second challenge, we do have the advantage of Unreal Engine 5, an engine where every year millions of dollars are invested into pushing the boundary of the technology, and we have modern development practices, PBR, advanced engineering tools, so that any talented content creator can be onboarded with state-of-the-art technology and they will feel right at home. For the third challenge, this is a product for the community, by the community. I've been flying flight sim since I was 4 years old, and so has Jason. We have a transparent development where people can help build our product, be the best version of it that we can, and we do have a very simple approach to business. Our investor and our hardworking people always put the product and customer first. And with this mindset, we can make sure that we're not going to release something that we can't be proud of. We want to make sure that Combat Pilot is that IP that people can be happy about, a Western product of quality and a very long future ahead. Talking about the future, now I'm going to pass it on to Jason, who's going to talk about the plans for next year and onward.
Thank you, Carlos. First, I want to say some of our slides have been truncated somehow. I think something happened to the formatting, so I apologize for that. Let's talk about our second year of development. We've been working at it for a little over a year. Now, in our second year, we have some very obvious goals. One, we need to increase our budget and expand the team. We're going to continue to refine our fundamentals such as physics, flight modeling, systems modeling, and of course the geospatial for you to fly over. And we're going to work on some new areas such as the AI, the damage model, our weapons, and our visual effects. And we'll start to work on our multiplayer, and of course we're going to offer VR support just as soon as we can, which is not very far out. We're of course going to build more aircraft and more ships, and we're going to work on our improving our graphical user interface and a launcher to help manage installs of the product. And of course, when the product matures a little bit more, we're going to have rigorous testing with alpha and beta testers in the near future. So what are our plans beyond the second year? Well, Combat Pilot's going to be released as a franchise with many different phases of development where each milestone brings something new until the product is quote-unquote, feature complete. Our first theater of combat is going to be the Battle of Midway, and we're using the Battle of Midway as our proof of concept and our playground for our first bit of content that we're going to make. And we're also going to increase our community development and improve our web properties that some of you may have already seen. They're a little rudimentary at the moment. On the development side, we're also going to find, as Carlos mentioned, qualified content partners to make important aircraft and ships. And in the not too distant future, we're going to launch a Patreon and merchandise operation to help, because a lot of people have contacted me about somehow contributing to the bankroll of Combat Pilot. So we're going to give you an opportunity to do that if you're so inclined. And now that we have Midway established and we're working on a prototype, we're already planning for years down the line. So our first large-scale theater outside of Battle of Midway will be the Solomons. So if you're a fan of Guadalcanal, we're going to go there. And now for a short video of our demo. Hopefully it works. And I think I need to click it one more time.
Yes, sir.
All right. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys. I